I feel like by the time I'm done with this video, I'm gonna sound like a conspiracy theorist. It's the doors! It's all about the doors! So, my main thesis of this video is that Frozen uses the opening and closing of doors to represent people who are accepting, rejecting, or desiring love. Because the main point of the story is that Elsa needs to learn to love. So, the movie begins when Anna comes in to wake up Elsa, and then when they both run through the door into the Great Hall together to build the snowman. Then after Anna gets hurt and Elsa's memory gets erased, Elsa shuts herself away in her room, which of course opens up, leads to the song, "Do You Want to Build a Snowman?" and it obviously Anna's on one side of the door and Elsa's on the other, and Anna keeps trying to get into the door, and the lyrics repeatedly say, "Why won't you let me in? Let me in." And as each time Anna goes back to the door, in the beginning she's really excited and she's knocking really, really hard, and she's like, "Let me in, let's go build a snowman." And then when she's a little bit older, it's not as hard. And then finally, when she is, I guess an adult, a young adult, she goes to knock up on the door, and then she thinks better of it. And then she runs into her parents' room, where the door is open. I guess that just shows how Anna is slowly giving up on trying to get Elsa to love her and to let her in. And she's looking for this love. And right now, the only place she can find it is with her parents. And Elsa has completely closed herself off from any chance at love at this time. Then, the next time where we see it is really important, is when the Duke of Weaseltown, Wesselton, says, "Finally, Arendelle is opening up. Open your gates so I can exploit your riches." He literally says that. And since the opening of the gates represent people accepting love, it shows that Elsa and Anna are now being open to this chance for human companionship. But they're both responding to it very differently. Anna is so excited. She's like, "Yes, I could meet the one. Open the gates. Oh, it's agony to wait." And Elsa, on the other hand, is really feeling a sense of trepidation. She's like, "Oh, ah. It's agony to wait. Tell the guards to open up the gates." And she's like, she keeps saying, "Don't let them in, don't let them in." And Anna's like, "Yes, we're letting people in! Finally! I didn't know they did that anymore." And Anna just runs completely out. When Elsa says open up the gates, she steps out onto a balcony, which it still shows that there's a huge amount of distance between her and the townspeople. She's still distancing herself, which is good because there's a pandemic out. But Anna just completely runs out into the town, leaving herself completely open and vulnerable. She's looking for that love, and she will do anything, even put herself in danger. Which, speaking of putting herself in danger, we have Hans. When Anna runs out and she's like, for the first time in forever, nothing gets in my way. And then, bam! Han's horse literally bumps into her and gets in her way. I screamed when that happened. Because Han is looking to take advantage of either Elsa or Anna, and he's literally going to get in Anna's way of finding that true love. Not just in a romantical sense, but also in a general human companionship, like having friends and a family, because she's been alone for so long. I'm surprised she hasn't gone insane. I did just pick my nose on screen. It's a shame that I won't be editing that because it's very dysphoric for me to edit. Oh well. I guess that means I'm Gina. I need to go over and get some soap. And the next one, sorry, I'm looking at my notes over here, is when Anna and Hans are talking, and they're on the balcony. And there's an open door behind them, but behind the open door is a closed door. So it kind of shows that there's something kind of shady going on. Like, everything appears open, but really everything is closed. And then Anna is talking about how Elsa shut her out, and Hans is like, I will never shut you out, which is it seems very romantic, but we know his real intentions. And it even becomes obvious through love is an open door. Obviously, literally, the motif is right there. Love is an open door. Can't get any more obvious than that. But what's really interesting is that throughout this song, Hans never opens a door. Ooh, he doesn't have love. Instead, it slowly highlights his manipulativeness. How Anna is willing to leave herself completely vulnerable just for the chance to have any love, and Hans is taking advantage of that because Anna keeps opening the doors for him, and he keeps going through. He keeps following her lead. And then there's just the lyrics. Anna is singing about him. And now I'm with you, I see your face. But Hans is singing about the location, how it's his place, his belonging, to find his own place. He literally gestures to the town. He's not interested in Anna. He's interested in Arendelle and having that position of power. Anna is very personal with the lines that she sings, and Hans is very detached. Even when he gestures to Anna, it's not really directly to her. It's more like around her. Like, he'll touch her hair. And when Anna gestures to Hans, she directs it just straight to his face. And you can see that Hans is still trying to remain his distance. His doors are closed, and he's just walking through Anna's doors that she's leaving open for him. And then, of course, when Elsa and when Anna and Hans come up to Elsa, like, can we get your blessing, please? We're so in love. Aww. Elsa's like, no, you can't marry a man that you've just met. And then she walks away and is like, this is done. This is over. Close all the gates. Elsa is feeling scared and vulnerable, so she's just gonna shut herself back in so she doesn't hurt anybody. And Anna's like, no, you can't shut me out anymore. Why? And then obviously that huge moment where Elsa loses control of her powers and is scared and runs away happens. And as Elsa's running away, she's running through doors and trying to put as much distance as possible. Which, as I said, is good on her because we're in the middle of a panini. And Anna keeps running through, trying to close the distance. She's running through Elsa's doors, which is interesting because even though Elsa wants to shut herself away, the doors remain open, which maybe indicate that she wants that love. She wants that human companionship. She's just scared. And Anna, with reckless abandonment, almost to the point of, well, suicidal, I guess, she's just running through those doors trying to get to her sister. But it doesn't work out. And then, of course, we get to Let It Go. And all of it is like the lines that Elsa sings is, don't let them in, don't let them see. She can't let them in. She's building up walls. She literally starts constructing a castle out of the ground, full of walls, full of doors. They're gonna shut us off forever. And she's saying, forget the past, turn away and slam the door, which is really interesting because it mirrors a few lines that Anna has. Is in Love is an Open Door, where she's also singing about forget the past, but she's leaving her doors open. I guess it shows how their past has affected both of them. Anna, who is so desperate for love, she'll leave herself completely vulnerable to manipulation, is showing that she's just too trusting. It's dangerous for her. That's her mistake. And Elsa, who keeps building walls and putting... Oh, come on, kitten. Don't go in front of the camera. Oh. Don't go in front of the camera. This is my baby. Anyways, where was I saying? Before I was so rudely interrupted. Right, Anna's leaving herself vulnerable. It's dangerous. But Elsa is also making a mistake. She's closing herself completely off to any kind of love. And that is as dangerous as well. Oh, well, you like her tail? She has a beautiful tail. And right, they're both making the mistake. Love is an open door is Anna's mistake. She's let herself open so that she can be manipulated. And in Frozen, Let It Go is Elsa's mistake. She's completely closing herself off throughout because of fear. So she will never experience love or companionship. And as we know, love was the key to controlling her power. So she'll never actually be able to control her power. And then the line when Elsa's on the balcony, her big moment, the cold never bothered me anyway. Then she turns away. The doors slam. She's completely closed herself off at that moment. And Anna, of course, is going to look for her sister. and is just completely vulnerable to the elements. She literally only had a cloak, and she lost the cloak, she lost the horse. But she meets up with Kristoff, and they go up to the castle, where we get First Time in Forever. And throughout the First Time in Forever, Elsa keeps running away from Anna, just like when she first lost control of her powers. And Anna keeps following her, and Elsa keeps putting doors in between them. But Anna keeps walking through the doors, because for the first time in forever, she'll be standing there. And Anna, throughout the song, is, please don't slam the door. You don't have to keep your distance anymore. And, but because Elsa still leaves the doors open, it shows how conflicted she is. She wants to close herself off, but she's happy that Anna's there, but she's scared that she might hurt Anna, so she wants Anna to go, and she doesn't know what to do. And that's why the storm starts again, and you get the blizzard, and it's blowing, and then she loses control, and then she's like, oh no, I've hurt Anna, I have to kick her out, because I can't trust myself anymore. And it's just interesting, because in Let It Go, we can see that Elsa has deluded herself into thinking that she's completely free, that she's at peace, that she's happy where she is. But the instant she sees Anna, she realizes that she wants that love. And then when she hears about Arendelle, that's when she absolutely just loses complete control of her power. Her peace is shattered. And then, of course, the huge moment when we see Hans interacting with a door. It's at the very end, that moment where Anna's shivering and freezing, and she walks back home, and of course Kristoff helped her get home. And then she's, like, been brought into the rooms with Hans, and she's like, kiss me. You need to kiss me right now. And they're like, oh, we'll give you the room for the moment. And Anna explains what she needs, a kiss of true love. And Hans is like, oh, Anna, if only there was someone who really loved you. And then he monologues about his evil plan, and the entire time he's doing that, he's like dousing the fire, he closes the window, and then he goes to the door and he slams it in her face. The door slamming in Anna's face, which she's been trying to avoid this entire time. It just shows that Hans never loved her. And she left herself vulnerable to a manipulator. And she's just so desperate for love. And luckily, someone is there. Olaf! And he opens the door. And it shows that the chance for love is still there. Not with Hans, though. Definitely not with Hans. But, like, that she does have people now. She has Kristoff, she has Sven, she does have Elsa, kind of. She has Olaf. Like, she's found this companionship that she was looking for. And Anna is just sitting there and talking with Olaf and says the saddest thing I've ever heard. I don't even know what love is. Because she's realized that while she's been trying to open herself up to love, she doesn't know what it looks like. And then Olaf says something that makes Anna realize that Kristoff cares for her. So she runs out and is like, I'm going to get to Kristoff. But then, of course, she goes to Elsa because she really loves Elsa. And she'd do anything to save Elsa. And then, of course, she freezes, and Elsa starts crying, and then Anna unfreezes and realizes what she needs to control her power. And then we end, and it's this beautiful skating rink that Elsa's created. And Anna says, I like the open gates. And Elsa says, we are never closing them again. And that's the ending. And that's how the doors opening and closing represent people accepting and rejecting love. Thank you. I was stuck in bed. You were stuck here with me. But now you can go. Go have fun. Explore the world. And maybe you can hug your grandparents soon. Yay! Alright. Bye!